The year was 1969, and it was during the 1970 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Both newcomers, the Honduras national football team and the El Salvador team, were on the same field. Before their final duel at Mexico City, the teams had played 2 games prior. Honduras won their first leg 1-0 in their capital of, only for El Salvador to triumph 3-0 at their home in San Salvador. Reports of violence married both games, that is according to the BBC. The final game at Mexico City was decisively won by El Salvador 3-2 during extra time. And as far as the games were concerned, both sides played just like any teams would. El Salvadorian midfielder Mauricio Pipo Rodriguez stated in an interview with the BBC that neither from the Honduras players nor from our sides were the games between enemies, but between sports rivals. After the games, the player hugged, shook hands, and left the pitch, just like normal. But the same could not be said about the fans that was there. The day after the game, U.S. news agency UPI ran a piece with the headline Soccer Wars, won by El Salvador 3-2. According to the report, 1,700 Mexican police attended the game to prevent violence, and the Salvadorian fans also constantly chanted, "Murderers, murderers," from the stands. Either ways, 3 weeks later, the 2 countries was at war, the 100-hour war. Obviously, the game is not the only reason that the 2 countries have decided to wage war. The truth is actually much more and have been lasting for almost since the start of the 20th century. And now, time for an oversimplification of 60 years of stuff, so bear with me. Basically, there are lots of El Salvadorians in Honduras due to demographics and land, and as evil capitalists in Honduras being, evil capitalists, they don't like randos in their potential land. Aside from being evil capitalists, they are also big and rich, and easily influences the government, or in this case the government of Honduras, to make land reforms, which involved taking the El Salvadorians' illegal land in Honduras and giving it to the native Hondureans, the people of Honduras. And guess who's most affected/targeted in this reform? That's right, it's the El Salvadorians. And also, guess who's most pissed? You're right again, it's the El Salvadorians. Now, back to the conflict. Looking at the actual history and facts, you can actually see how the media is a piece of how the event actually ran down. It's not like if the last goal was not scored, there will be no war. In fact, it is all the tension from previous months and years and how that fueled a tank of tension. And the match was merely a spark out of the match that ignited the tank of fuel. Basically what I'm saying here is the match did not cause a war. Maybe at most some influence over the decision of invading Honduras, aka the start of war, but it was very minimal. Rather surprisingly, or not, this was not the first time that some football match have gotten accused to have started a war. The second notable incident occurred in 1990 in the then Yugoslavia, or modern-day Croatia. This match is almost a full-fledged copy of what happened with El Salvador and Honduras, but more internally. Since it's the 90s, communism is crippling and so is Yugoslavia. And everything was a mess. The communists, nationalists, etc. all trying to out each other. And you got this game between 2 essentially very different political views. So just like the El Salvador and Honduras game, there are lots of riots and violence. Similarly, or exactly the same, the games were immediately credited to have somehow started the Yugoslav wars and the Croatian War of Independence. Sure, this might be symbolic for the Croatians. However, going through further examination, most just thought of this as a myth, and the game reflected the events to come rather than the other way around. Anyways, do take your own position on these events, but under general consensus, the war was pretty much myths, and the game is just something that just so happened at that same time and moment. It's not like if nobody played at the games, there will be no war. Just an overglorified term for the media, I guess. Oh, the lovely media. Bye.